Ancestor Worship. Honoring the Threads of Time. Slide 1. Introduction to Ancestor Worship. Welcome, dear friends, to a sacred journey into the depths of time. A journey that transcends the boundaries of life and death, weaving together the tapestry of human existence with the golden threads of remembrance and reverence. Today, we embark on an exploration of ancestor worship, a practice as old as humanity itself, where the echoes of the past resonate with the whispers of the present. As we tread the hallowed ground of this ancient tradition, let us open our hearts to the wisdom of our forebears, for in their stories and spirits, we discover the guiding light that illuminates our path through the labyrinth of life.
Second, Theology and Doctrine. Behold the sacred bonds that bind the living to the dead, the invisible threads of love, respect, and gratitude that span the chasm between this world and the next. In the realm of ancestor worship, we honor not only the memory of our beloved departed, but also the timeless essence of their spirits, which continue to dwell among us, guiding and guarding us with their unseen presence. Here, in the sanctuary of remembrance, we find solace in the belief that death is not the end but merely a transition, a doorway through which our ancestors pass into the eternal embrace of the divine.
Third, core beliefs. At the heart of ancestor worship lies the sacred principle of filial piety, the sacred duty to honor and care for one's parents and elders, both in life and in death. For in the eyes of the ancients, the family is not merely a collection of individuals, but a living, breathing continuum, a vessel of memory and tradition that carries the legacy of generations past into the dawn of tomorrow. In the dance of reciprocity, we offer our ancestors the gifts of our love and devotion, and in return, they bestow upon us their blessings and protection. A timeless exchange of grace and gratitude that transcends the boundaries of time and space.
Fourth, central tenets and theological concepts. Enter the sacred precincts of ancestral reverence, where the spirits of the departed linger like shadows in the flickering light of memory. Here, in the realm of ancestor spirits, we find not only the echoes of the past but also the whispered promises of the future, a realm where the veil between the worlds grows thin, and the voices of the dead speak to the living in dreams and visions. In the ancient rites of veneration and offering, we honor our ancestors with gifts of food, drink, and incense, symbolizing our gratitude for their guidance and protection. A sacred communion that binds the living and the dead in a timeless dance of love and remembrance.
Fifth, rituals and worship practices. Step into the sanctuaries of ancestral worship, where the flickering flames of candles cast their gentle glow upon the faces of the departed, and the fragrant smoke of incense rises like prayers to the heavens. Here, in the sacred space of the ancestral shrine, we offer our gifts of food, drink, and flowers to honor the spirits of our forebears, inviting them to partake in the joys and sorrows of our lives. In the rhythms of seasonal festivals and daily rituals, we celebrate the enduring bond between the living and the dead, weaving together the threads of memory and tradition into the rich tapestry of our shared heritage.
Sixth, daily religious practices and ethical guidelines. In the quiet moments of the morning, as the first light of dawn breaks upon the horizon, we gather before the ancestral altar to offer our prayers and blessings to the spirits of our forebears. Here, in the sacred space of remembrance, we honor the memory of those who have gone before us, paying homage to their wisdom and guidance with offerings of food, drink, and incense. In the tapestry of daily life, we weave the threads of filial piety and respect for our elders, honoring their memory through acts of kindness and compassion. For in the eyes of the ancients, the true measure of a person's worth lies not in wealth or power, but in the depth of their love and devotion to family and community.
Seventh, ethics and moral teachings. In the sacred code of ancestor worship, we find the guiding principles of honor, integrity, and compassion, a moral compass that points us towards the path of righteousness and virtue. Here, in the footsteps of our forebears, we learn the timeless lessons of filial duty and respect for elders, honoring their memory with acts of kindness and generosity. In the tapestry of community life, we find strength in the bonds of family and kinship, drawing inspiration from the wisdom of our ancestors to navigate the challenges of the present with grace and dignity. For in the eyes of the ancients, the true measure of a person's character lies not in their words or deeds, but in the depth of their love and devotion to family and community.
Eighth,
Mystical traditions. Enter the hidden realms of the spirit, where the veils between the worlds grow thin, and the whispers of the dead echo in the silent halls of eternity. Here, in the sacred groves of divination and guidance, we seek the wisdom of our ancestors, consulting mediums and oracles to gain insight into the mysteries of life and death. In the sacred art of dreams and visions, we glimpse the hidden truths of the universe, receiving guidance and inspiration from the spirits of our forebears. For in the eyes of the ancients, the realm of the spirit is not merely a realm of shadows and whispers but a realm of infinite possibility and divine revelation.
Nineth, practices aimed at spiritual enlightenment. In the quiet solitude of meditation and contemplation, we commune with the spirits of our ancestors, seeking guidance and inspiration in the stillness of the soul. Here, in the depths of our being, we find the sacred connection that binds us to the eternal dance of life and death, and the timeless wisdom that lies beyond the veil of illusion. In the sacred rituals of purification and renewal, we cleanse our souls of earthly distractions and open ourselves to the divine presence of our ancestors. For in the eyes of the ancients, the true path to spiritual enlightenment lies not in the pursuit of worldly pleasures or material riches, but in the cultivation of inner peace and harmony with the cosmos.
10th, key teachings and doctrinal statements. In the sacred scriptures of ancestral wisdom, we find the timeless truths that have guided humanity through the ages, the stories, proverbs, and parables that illuminate the path of righteousness and virtue. Here, in the words of our forebears, we discover the guiding light that leads us towards the shores of eternity. In the hallowed halls of oral tradition, we honor the memory of our ancestors, preserving their teachings for future generations to come. For in the eyes of the ancients, the true measure of a person's worth lies not in their wealth or power, but in the depth of their wisdom and compassion.
11th, variations and regional differences. In the tapestry of global culture, we find the myriad hues and shades of ancestral worship, each reflecting the unique heritage and traditions of its people. In the ancient lands of East Asia, we encounter the rich tapestry of Confucian and Buddhist traditions, where the veneration of ancestors is deeply woven into the fabric of daily life. In the sacred groves of Africa, we find the vibrant rhythms of tribal worship, where the spirits of the departed are honored with elaborate rituals and ceremonies. And in the sunlit plazas of Latin America, we witness the colorful pageantry of the Day of the Dead, where the living gather to honor their ancestors with music, dance, and celebration.
12th, cultural impact. In the tapestry of global culture, we find the indelible imprint of ancestral worship, shaping the landscape of art, architecture, and symbolism with its timeless wisdom and grace. Here, in the sacred precincts of remembrance, we find the echoes of the past resonating in the present, guiding and inspiring us with their eternal presence. In the hallowed halls of community life, we find the enduring legacy of ancestral worship, strengthening the bonds of family and kinship with its timeless values of love, respect, and compassion. For in the eyes of the ancients, the true measure of a society's greatness lies not in its wealth or power but in the depth of its reverence for the past and its commitment to the future.
13th, contemporary issues and adaptations. In the modern world, we face the challenges of urbanization, globalization, and changing social norms, which can sometimes threaten the practice of ancestral worship. Yet even in the face of these challenges, we find the seeds of revival and renewal, as communities around the world seek to preserve and adapt their ancestral traditions for future generations. In the sacred groves of revival movements, we find the echoes of the past resonating in the present, guiding and inspiring us with their timeless wisdom and grace. Here, in the hearts of the faithful, we find the enduring legacy of ancestral worship, shaping the landscape of global culture with its timeless values of love, respect, and compassion.
14th, future of ancestor worship. In the tapestry of time, we find the threads of ancestral worship woven into the fabric of human existence, shaping the destiny of nations and peoples with its timeless wisdom and grace. Here, in the sacred precincts of remembrance, we find the echoes of the past resonating in the present, guiding and inspiring us with their eternal presence. In the hallowed halls of community life, we find the enduring legacy of ancestral worship, strengthening the bonds of family and kinship with its timeless values of love, respect, and compassion. For in the eyes of the ancients, the true measure of a society's